Chosen one, do not move your finger. Do not skim past this moment. This specific video appearing on your screen right now is not a coincidence. It is not the result of some random algorithm guessing your mood. Heaven has literally bent the rules of time to place this urgent message directly in your path. I need you to stop everything and listen to my voice right now. There is a massive shift occurring in the unseen realm today regarding your peace and your finances. A specific miracle has just been authorized in your name, and the enemy is absolutely terrified. He wants you to scroll away. He is whispering in your ear that this is just another generic video. He knows that if you ignore this divine appointment, the window of this exact alignment will close. But you did not scroll away. You stayed, and that is your first victory today. I am stepping into your storm right now, not to give you another heavy task, but to give you my presence. So pause exactly where you are, unclench your jaw, and let your heavy shoulders drop. You have been carrying far too much weight in your mind lately. It is time to set that heavy burden down. Lately you have been waking up with a heavy fog in your head. You feel an unexplained exhaustion sitting deep in your chest before you even open your eyes. You think it is just stress or that you are somehow failing, but you are wrong. That invisible tension following you through the day is not natural. It is an alarm bell ringing loudly in the spiritual realm. I saw you last night when the house was finally quiet. I saw you sitting on the edge of the bed staring at the wall. You were calculating numbers in the dark and worrying about tomorrow. You felt the crushing weight of bills and endless responsibilities. You swallowed your tears because you had to be the strong one for everyone else. No one sees how incredibly close you are to breaking. You smile to keep others comfortable, while your own spirit feels like it is shattering quietly inside. You are so tired of being the strong one all the time. You are exhausted from bleeding to prove you care. I am speaking to you right now to tell you that I see every single hidden tear. I count every moment you felt completely invisible. The world may ignore your quiet sacrifice, but heaven keeps a perfect record. Your nervous system has been living in survival mode for so long. You are constantly waiting for the next piece of bad news to drop. You overthink every tiny decision because you are terrified that one wrong step will ruin everything. Hear my voice clearly today. You cannot ruin the destiny I have written for you just by being human. Your anxiety is lying to you right now. You thought my recent silence meant I was angry with you. You assumed this difficult season was a punishment for not having enough faith. That is a toxic lie planted by the adversary to keep you shrinking in fear. I have not abandoned you in this dark valley. The delay you are experiencing is not a rejection of your prayers. I have been aggressively clearing out hidden traps from your future path. Do not let your mind wander right now. Stay with me in this holy space. The heavy, unexplained sadness you have felt recently is not depression. It is intense spiritual warfare. The enemy did not attack your peace because you are weak and vulnerable. He attacked you because he saw the massive scale of the blessing about to be released over your life. He is desperate to blind you. Listen closely, for I speak with a profound weight today. There is a specific reason why everything feels so difficult right at this exact moment. You are standing directly on the threshold of your breakthrough. In the next few moments, I am going to reveal exactly what is happening behind the veil. I will show you why the pressure has intensified and how you must prepare your hands to receive. Let me speak to something very tender right now. I want to talk about the quiet things you have carried alone for so long. You have been running a marathon with no finish line in sight. And while everyone else sees your capable hands, they do not see the heavy toll it takes on your weary spirit. I see the toll it takes on you every single day. Your exhaustion is real and deeply valid. I saw you trying to make everything work perfectly. I saw how you swallowed your own needs to make sure others were fed and happy. I saw the moments you hid in the quiet room just to take one deep breath because someone is always demanding your attention. You wipe your face and walk back out with a gentle smile. But who is holding you when your own knees feel weak? I heard the silent prayers you whispered when you were driving alone. I heard the desperation in your voice when you asked for just a little bit of relief from the endless pressure. You look at the mounting bills and wonder how you will stretch nothing into something again. The math never seems to work in your favor. Yet you keep sacrificing your own peace to keep their ship afloat. You have become the designated fixer for everyone around you. They bring you their broken pieces and expect you to glue them back together. And you do it because your heart is incredibly soft and generous. But every time you heal someone else, you give away a piece of your own vital energy. You are walking around like a beautifully broken vessel. You are pouring out water but remaining completely dry. The deepest pain is the profound loneliness of being the strong one. People assume you are fine because you do not complain out loud. They do not realize that your silence is actually a heavy armor you wear to protect your fragile heart. I know exactly how much mental energy it takes just to appear normal on the outside. You are fighting daily battles that no one else knows anything about. I felt the tension locked tightly in your neck and your shoulders. I felt the sharp ache in your chest when you realized another person completely misunderstood your good intentions. You tried to explain yourself, but they only heard what they wanted to hear. You walked away feeling entirely defeated and drained. I know how much it hurts to be judged by the people you tried so hard to protect. Hold that exact thought and do not let it slide past you. Do not let your mind rush ahead to the endless tasks waiting for you today. Stay here with me in this quiet moment of holy recognition. Your hidden pain requires an audience, and I am entirely focused on you right now. I am witnessing the true depth of your remarkable endurance when everyone else has simply looked away. It is completely okay if you feel like you cannot take another step forward. You are allowed to be tired of being resilient all the time. The modern world demands that you bounce back instantly from every single hardship, but heaven does not require you to pretend you are an invincible machine. I am not asking you for more strength today. I am simply acknowledging the massive weight you bear. You look at your trembling hands and call it a pathetic weakness. I look at those exact same hands and see the fierce dedication of a tired caregiver. Every time you chose to be kind when you were secretly hurting, heaven recorded a profound victory. You did not fail just because you are finally running out of breath. The enemy wants you to feel ashamed, so you will hide away in the dark. But you are not hiding anymore. You are standing in the clear light of divine truth today. I see the absolute purity of your intentions even when your daily actions fall short of your own harsh standards. You have been fiercely loyal to everyone else for years. Now it is time to let heaven be fiercely loyal to you. The long season of you bleeding to keep others warm is finally ending. I need you to understand something incredibly clear right now. There is a massive difference between being abandoned and being hidden. You have spent the last few months believing my silence meant I was furiously angry with you. You thought heaven had simply forgotten your address while everyone else received their miracles. That is a devastating lie. Breathe out that heavy guilt right this second. Your unanswered prayers were never a harsh rejection. Your exhaustion is not a sign of weak faith. You thought I was silent, but I was actually violently busy behind the scenes. I have been aggressively clearing out toxic people and hidden traps from your future. The delay was never a punishment. The delay was my fierce protection over your life. If I had given you the blessing when you first asked for it, the enemy would have stolen it instantly. You were not spiritually mature enough to defend the massive harvest. So I put you in a deep holding pattern. I forced you to wait so your character could catch up to your profound calling. Do not let this specific revelation slip away. Stay completely focused on my voice because your chains are breaking. You have exhausted yourself trying to figure out what you did wrong to deserve this intense struggle. You analyze every past mistake and wonder if that is why the money stopped flowing. Stop judging your own journey so harshly today. You did not cause this storm because you are a bad person. The pressure is suffocating because you are the chosen cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. You are carrying the accumulated weight of generations of scarcity and deep trauma. That immense spiritual gravity is exactly why your daily life feels so incredibly hard right now. You are doing heavy lifting. When you break a generational curse, it physically hurts your body. The deep ache in your bones and the fog in your mind are completely natural. It is the physiological weight of carrying a massive spiritual calling in a very fragile human body. Do not call yourself broken. when you are simply under holy compression. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Listen to me and let the heavy defense fall. The religious voices told you to just pray harder and smile through the agonizing pain. They told you that feeling depressed meant you were failing heaven. They do not understand the architecture of a true prophetic transition. I never asked you to fake your joy while your soul was bleeding out. I required your isolation so I could perform a deep surgery on your mindset. I had to separate you from the crowd so their toxic doubts would not infect your incoming miracle. The extreme loneliness you felt was actually a divine quarantine. I was protecting the sacred seed of your future wealth from the careless hands of cynical people. This is where many chosen ones turn back in defeat. They feel the intense ache of the waiting room and mistakenly call it a permanent failure. But you are different. You are surviving the absolute hardest part of the divine alignment right now. The extreme pressure always peaks right before the heavy iron door finally swings wide open. Throw away the exhausted mindset of a beggar today. You have been standing at the wrong counter, trying to earn what is already fully yours. You do not need to bargain with me anymore. You do not need to promise you will work harder just so I might notice your struggle. The transactional religion that taught you to grovel is completely over. You are walking out of the dark wilderness and stepping onto holy ground. The long season of painful preparation is officially complete. Every single tear you cried has watered the soil of your new territory. Take a deep breath and accept your total vindication. Heaven is perfectly aligned and the massive harvest is finally ready for you. Let me draw your attention back to your physical body for a moment. You have been feeling a very strange sensation lately. It is a quiet but persistent buzzing in your nervous system that simply will not stop. You try to relax on the couch at the end of the long day, but your heart feels like it is racing for absolutely no clear reason. You walk into a room and completely forget why you went in there. The heavy fog in your mind makes even the simplest daily tasks feel like climbing a massive mountain. You lose your keys and you lose your train of thought in the middle of a sentence. You secretly wonder if you are losing your sharp edge or going completely crazy. You are absolutely not losing your mind. This intense physical reaction is the direct result of a massive spiritual shift. Your earthly vessel is trying to process a heavenly upgrade that is far too heavy for your normal capacity. When the unseen atmosphere changes drastically, your physical body feels the heavy pressure first. Your nervous system is bracing itself because it senses the massive incoming tide of blessing. I need you to physically reset your body before we go any further. Pause right where you are, unclench your jaw, and let your shoulders fall. Take one slow breath in and release the heavy tension you are holding in your stomach. Your body has been locked in a permanent state of panic. It is safe to let your tight guard down in this holy space. You have lived in survival mode for so long that your body expects disaster. Even when nothing is wrong right now, you feel a tight knot of dread in your chest. You are constantly waiting for the next unexpected bill or the next sudden crisis to drop on your head. That invisible tension is not your divine intuition giving you a warning. It is just your old trauma speaking loudly. Listen closely to me, and do not let your mind drift back to your daily worries. The enemy wants you to mistake this holy transition for a physical breakdown. He wants you to feel so exhausted that you simply give up right before the finish line. He knows that if he can attack your physical energy, he can easily steal your spiritual focus. But his desperate strategy is failing today. I know about the nights you toss and turn until 3 in the morning. Your brain refuses to shut down because it is busy trying to solve problems that belong to heaven. You wake up feeling much more tired than when you finally went to sleep. The sheer lack of rest is making you irritable with the people you love the most, and then the heavy guilt immediately sets in. You stare at the ceiling while the rest of the house is peacefully asleep. The silence of the night feels incredibly loud when your mind is racing with endless dark scenarios. You try to pray, but the words feel dry and empty in your tired mouth. You wonder if heaven has put you on hold while you navigate this dark season alone. But I am sitting right there in the dark room with you. You beat yourself up for snapping at your family, and you feel like a terrible person. Stop doing that to yourself right now. You are carrying a supernatural weight in a natural, fragile body. The sheer friction between the heavenly calling and your human limitations is bound to create painful sparks. Your exhaustion is a profound sign of heavy spiritual labor, not a sign of moral failure. The thick fog will lift very soon. The nervous energy will settle down and your original clarity will return in full force. But right now, you must honor the physical vessel that is carrying this profound transition. Do not rush the delicate process of your own holy transformation. You are standing in the sacred space between your painful history and your wealthy future. Let your breathing slow down completely right now. Recognize that the strange physical symptoms are actually the painful birth pangs of your new reality. The extreme discomfort simply means the old structures are finally breaking apart. Stay with me as we move deeper into the unseen truth. The heavy pressure you feel in your chest right now is about to become your greatest testimony. I need you to open your eyes to the hidden reality behind your recent struggles. Every setback you faced this month was not a random string of bad luck. The unexpected expenses and sudden conflicts were perfectly calculated. You are in the middle of a brutal spiritual war, and you have been entirely blaming yourself for the casualties while the real enemy hides. The enemy did not target your finances because you are weak or easily defeated. He attacked you because he is absolutely terrified of your true identity. He looked at the massive scale of the destiny written over your life and he panicked. He knows that if you receive this wealth and step into your power, his dark kingdom will suffer a fatal blow. Stop giving the adversary the satisfaction of seeing you shrink in fear today. You have spent weeks apologizing for things that were never your fault to begin with. You thought your lack of perfect faith caused the painful delays, but it was actually a coordinated attack designed to break your spirit right before your major breakthrough arrived at your front door. Look closely at exactly how the darkness tried to dismantle your life recently. The attacks did not come through obvious enemies standing in front of you. The sabotage came through the people you trusted and the sudden mechanical failures. It came through the heavy fog in your mind that made you question your sanity and made you seriously doubt your divine calling. You are the appointed cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. If you walk fully into your arrival season, you will permanently destroy the curse of poverty that held your ancestors captive. The enemy is not just fighting to keep you poor today. He is fighting to protect his grip on your children, because your success will sever his access to your future generations. Stay with me right now, and do not let distraction pull you away. The dark forces are actively trying to make you click off this message because they hate exposure. They want you to stay in the dark where you feel small and defeated. But heaven is shining a massive spotlight on their pathetic tactics, and the truth you are hearing right now is designed to set you entirely free. Your recent exhaustion is absolute proof of your massive threat level in the unseen realm. Weak people simply do not require such coordinated resistance from the underworld. The sheer volume of the warfare against you perfectly matches the massive size of your incoming harvest. Every single tear you shed is a testament to your dangerous power, because the darkness only fights the light. Let me show you the unseen truth about your silent endurance in this brutal season. You thought you were barely surviving the daily attacks on your vulnerable peace, but heaven watched you stand your ground firmly when anyone else would have completely surrendered. You took heavy hits to your heart, yet you refused to let go of your quiet hope even when everything was shaking. The painful time for playing defense is officially over for you. You will no longer walk through your daily life constantly bracing for the next sudden disaster. The enemy has exhausted his entire arsenal trying to keep you away from this specific moment. He has nothing left but empty threats and loud noise to distract you from the wide-open door that heaven has already secured. Heaven has established an invisible perimeter of fire around your mind and your resources. The toxic individuals who acted as secret agents of chaos are being forcefully removed from your future. The hidden traps laid carefully for your finances are being dismantled right now. You are stepping out of the brutal crossfire, and walking directly into the season of your divine compensation. You are a rightful heir and you carry a very heavy spiritual authority. Stop speaking about your current situation like a defeated victim trapped in a terrible storm. Start speaking to the storm with the absolute authority of the Chosen One. The universe is waiting for you to realize how incredibly powerful your voice has become in this season of vindication. The compression you feel right now is absolutely unbearable. You are standing right on the edge of the highest cliff. Everything in your life feels like it is breaking apart at the exact same time. And the closer you get to your massive breakthrough, the louder the noise becomes in your physical reality. It always gets incredibly dark right before the brilliant dawn finally breaks. This is what happens at the final threshold of a prophetic transition. You are experiencing the intense friction of two completely different realities colliding violently. Your painful past is desperately trying to pull you backward into familiar misery, while your wealthy future is actively pulling you forward into a totally unknown territory. You feel like you are being torn completely in half today. Listen closely to me and do not let your mind wander right now. The extreme pressure is not meant to crush your fragile spirit into pieces. The heavy weight is actually squeezing the last drops of doubt out of your mind. You are being purified by the intense heat of the waiting room, and the extreme difficulty of this exact moment is the ultimate proof that the door is about to open. You feel like you cannot take one more single disappointment. You have told yourself that if one more thing goes wrong, you will simply collapse on the floor. I see how close you are to the absolute breaking point. But you must understand that the breaking point is actually the birthplace of your miracle, because the shell of your old life must crack open so the new blessing can finally breathe. Do not resist the painful cracking of your old comfortable foundation. I need you to make a physical covenant with me right now to show your complete readiness. Gently press the like button as your physical yes to the timing of heaven. That simple action is a prophetic declaration that you trust the unseen process, and you are officially aligning your earthly vessel with the massive heavenly shift. The enemy wants you to look at the current chaos and conclude that you have failed. He wants you to believe that the sudden lack of resources means heaven has completely cut you off. That is a massive illusion. The temporary emptiness you see right now is just heaven clearing the heavy stage, because you cannot bring old broken furniture into a brand new mansion built entirely for a king. You are staring at a massive heavy door that simply refuses to budge, and you have pushed against it with all your human strength until you are totally exhausted. But what is the single key you actually need to unlock this heavy door today? What is the one specific posture that will force the heavy iron gates to swing wide open for you? I am going to place that exact key in your hands very soon. You have to stop fighting this spiritual battle using natural earthly weapons. You cannot logic your way out of a supernatural compression. You cannot simply work harder to fix a situation that requires a profound divine intervention. The more you try to force the outcome, the more exhausted and frustrated your mind becomes. So you must completely drop your heavy sword and learn to stand totally still. The final stretch of the dark tunnel is always the most terrifying part of the journey. The shadows look huge, and the echoing noises sound incredibly intimidating. But the exit is literally just a few steps away from where you are standing right now. The sudden intensity of the spiritual warfare is actually your greatest confirmation, because the enemy only fights this hard when he knows his time is up. Stay with me as we walk through this heavy threshold together. The intense heat of the fire is about to cool down completely. The chaotic winds are going to drop, and a profound silence will take over the room. You have survived the most difficult part of the preparation season, and now you must prepare your heart to receive the exact thing you have been quietly weeping for all these long years. Feel the atmosphere shifting right now in this exact moment. The heavy chaotic winds are finally dropping to a complete standstill. A profound silence is taking over the room you are sitting in. The brutal compression that almost crushed your spirit is releasing its grip. You have successfully crossed the dangerous threshold. You are safe. And the incredibly dark tunnel is suddenly flooding with brilliant light. I am about to unlock the specific mystery of your long delay. You thought heaven was ignoring you because the miracle was taking too much time to build. You thought the massive financial blessing was somehow stuck in transit. But the absolute truth is that the miracle was never delayed, and it has been completely ready and fully funded for months. Heaven was simply waiting for you to drop your heavy armor. You were standing at the counter of heaven like a tired beggar. You were pleading for scraps while your name was already engraved on the massive vault. A petitioner stands at a counter and furiously bargains, but a rightful heir walks confidently through the front door and simply receives what was promised. You had to completely shed the false identity of the exhausted survivor before you could hold this specific wealth. The secret key you needed is not another desperate prayer. The key is your holy silence and your absolute surrender. The key is dropping the heavy sword you have been swinging at invisible enemies and trusting that the battle is already won. I need you to stand completely still right now. The time for fighting for your survival is over. The time for stepping into your massive inheritance has officially begun. I want you to feel the profound shift in your physical reality today. The specific miracle you have been weeping for in secret has just been fully authorized. The financial provision that will wipe out your heavy debts is no longer a future promise. It is a present and active reality moving toward your bank account right now, because the paperwork of your divine compensation has already been signed in blood. Do not let your mind create new worries about how this will practically happen. The world will tell you that the math still does not make any sense. But prophetic alignment does not require earthly math to balance the scales of justice. The universe is completely rearranging physical circumstances to deliver exactly what was promised to you. Strangers are being moved to favor your specific path while you simply stand still. The enemy is completely paralyzed by this sudden shift. He spent all his energy trying to make you quit right before the finish line. He screamed loud lies in your ear to distract you from the sound of the unlocking door. But his frantic noise means absolutely nothing anymore, and his dark authority over your peace and your family finances has been permanently revoked today. You are the cycle breaker, and you have successfully endured the fire. You refused to let your heart turn bitter, even when you were deeply misunderstood. You kept your spirit remarkably soft when the world gave you every reason to become cruel. Heaven honors that profound sacrifice. The exact things you lost in the previous season are being restored to you right now in massive multiples because you proved your heart was pure. Stay with me because the energy in this room is about to peak. Do not look away from this screen and do not let doubt creep back into your chest. You are standing directly in the center of a prophetic convergence. Everything you have learned and every tear you have cried has prepared your earthly vessel for this exact moment. You are finally wide enough to carry the immense glory of this brand new season. Take one deep breath and prepare your mind to receive the ultimate confirmation. The massive iron gates are swinging open entirely on their own. You do not have to push them, and you do not have to plead for entrance. You simply have to square your tired shoulders and walk forward into the light. The agonizing wait is permanently over. The profound manifestation of your miracle is unfolding right in front of your eyes today. The heavy iron doors of your waiting season have officially shattered. The agonizing period of endless testing is permanently over. You are no longer standing on the painful outside looking in. The massive spiritual vault has been violently cracked open on your behalf today. Heaven is actively pouring out the exact financial miracle you begged for in secret. I am stripping away the false labels the world placed on your tired shoulders. You are not just a broken survivor barely making it through another brutal week. You are the chosen one. You are the absolute pinnacle of your entire bloodline. The universe recognizes your unique frequency, and it is bowing to the heavy authority you carry in this specific moment. Stop looking at your bank account with absolute terror in your eyes. The transactional religion that taught you to grovel for crumbs is completely dead. You are the rightful heir to a massive heavenly estate. An inheritance of massive proportions has already been deeded directly to your name. You do not have to beg for what belongs entirely to you. Stand up right now and square your tired shoulders. Lift your heavy head and look directly at the brilliant light flooding your path. The cycle of poverty and relentless struggle is broken forever. The divine compensation for every single tear you cried is landing in your physical reality right now. You are stepping into a profound era of effortless abundance. The enemy who tried to destroy your mind is watching in total defeat. He threw every weapon he had at your fragile peace, and he completely failed. Your spirit remained soft when the world tried to make you cruel. Because you kept your heart pure in the dark fire, heaven is trusting you with an unprecedented level of generational wealth today. Every closed door you cried over was actually a massive blessing in disguise. I was aggressively blocking you from rooms that were far too small for your massive destiny. Now I am walking you directly into the royal chambers. The people who completely misunderstood your holy isolation will suddenly watch you rise to an undeniable level of profound influence. The thick fog in your mind is evaporating in this exact second. The heavy chains of anxiety are falling right off your exhausted chest. You can finally breathe without feeling that sharp pain of constant worry. The massive financial shift you felt in your spirit is no longer a distant dream. It is a signed contract that is being executed on your behalf today. I am placing the keys of absolute victory directly into your open hands. You do not need to fight the invisible shadows anymore. The war for your future was won the moment you decided to simply stand still and trust the unseen process. Your silent endurance was the ultimate weapon that entirely dismantled the dark forces assigned to ruin your life. This is your grand arrival season, and nothing can stop this momentum. The universe is rapidly rearranging people and circumstances to bring you massive favor. Strangers will feel an undeniable urge to bless your specific path. Opportunities that make absolutely no logical sense will land directly in your lap because heaven is bypassing the normal earthly rules. You are completely safe to drop your heavy armor right now. You are safe to let go of the deep fear that everything will suddenly crash down again. The blessing arriving today comes with a divine seal of permanent protection. The thief cannot touch a single dollar of the wealth that heaven has explicitly ordained for your family. Your harvest is completely secure. Receive this incredible reality with a wide open and grateful heart. You are stepping out of the brutal wilderness and walking into your promised land. The long nights of crying yourself to sleep are officially replaced by mornings of absolute joy. The profound miracle is entirely yours. You are the cycle breaker, and your beautiful new life starts right now. Let the intense energy of that revelation settle completely into your bones right now. You have carried some incredibly heavy things in your mind through this message. It is time to let your physical body catch up to your spiritual victory, because your nervous system has been running a marathon for years. Pause exactly where you are and stop trying to rush forward. Allow the profound silence of this room to wash over you. Take one long slow breath in through your nose and hold it gently. Now let it out and exhale every single drop of the anxiety you woke up with today. Unclench your jaw and let your stiff shoulders fall away from your ears while you allow the quiet atmosphere to wrap around your tired frame. You do not have to brace for impact anymore. Your nervous system is finally safe to rest in this holy sanctuary. Feel the heavy armor falling right off your tired back onto the floor. You wore that thick protection for years because you had to survive a brutal environment. But the war is completely over and the dark battlefield is finally quiet, so you can stop being the fierce protector for just a few minutes. Let heaven be the one to hold you up today. You can simply close your eyes and breathe. Notice how your heart rate is slowly returning to a calm and steady rhythm. The invisible tension in your chest is melting away like ice in the warm sun. That deep aching feeling of dread is being replaced by a profound peace, and this is exactly what true safety feels like for a chosen one. You are wrapped securely in an invisible blanket of absolute grace. There is no danger left here. If tears are falling down your face right now, simply let them fall. Those are not tears of bitter defeat or endless sorrow. They are the physical release of trapped emotional pressure, and they are finally leaving your tired earthly vessel after all these years. Every drop is washing away the toxic residue of your long waiting season. You are being completely cleansed from the inside out today. You do not need to figure out the exact details of tomorrow. Your human mind does not have to solve the complex puzzle of how the financial blessing will arrive. Your only job right now is to remain totally surrendered to the divine flow, because the universe knows your exact address, and heaven knows exactly what you need before you even ask for it. Just let the divine current carry your weight. A beggar stays awake all night worrying about where their next meal will come from. A rightful heir sleeps soundly because they know the massive estate is perfectly managed by capable hands. I want you to sleep with that exact level of profound confidence tonight. You are the rightful heir, and your incredible wealth is guarded by an army of angels. Absolutely nothing can steal your provision. The loud voices of panic that tormented you yesterday have completely lost their power. They are fading into a distant whisper that you can barely even hear anymore. Your inner world is becoming a quiet and beautiful fortress of absolute stillness, and this is the sacred frequency you need to remain in while the blessing arrives. You are vibrating at the exact wavelength of perfect harmony. Release the lingering guilt about the people you could not magically fix. You are no longer responsible for carrying the heavy burdens of everyone around you. You are allowed to prioritize your own healing and step into your season of joy. But you must remember that your personal wealth will actually become the light that guides them later. Heaven gives you absolute permission to be fully abundant. Let this profound peace anchor itself deep into the core of your being. Memorize exactly how this physical lightness feels in your chest right now. Whenever the enemy tries to whisper his cheap lies tomorrow, you will return to this exact feeling because you are permanently grounded in the unshakable truth of your divine victory. You have finally arrived at your beautiful safe harbor today. You came into this exact moment feeling like a tired beggar. You were terrified that my silence meant absolute punishment for your past mistakes. But now the thick fog has finally lifted from your mind. You know the profound truth about your divine identity today. You are the rightful heir, and the massive vault is wide open. The terrible anxiety that gripped your chest just 10 minutes ago has been completely washed away by my perfect peace today. You know without a shadow of a doubt that your financial miracle is fully authorized. The massive pressure you felt earlier was just the heavy door finally swinging open, and now you are standing in the brilliantly clear light of your brand new season. This is the exact moment where your faith must transform into physical action. You cannot walk into a massive heavenly mansion and continue to act like you are completely homeless while holding the keys to the entire estate. If this quiet sanctuary has bound your hidden wounds today, I ask you to take a moment to honor the altar. Plant a financial seed through the super thanks button below as your physical decree. This is not a desperate plea for survival. It is your signed acknowledgement that you completely trust the massive harvest is coming. When you willingly give from a place of absolute peace, you immediately command the universe to open its endless windows and pour out massive favor. Your seed is a prophetic declaration that the agonizing days of scarcity are permanently over. You are telling the dark adversary that you are no longer operating out of intense fear. You are operating out of the glorious abundance of the chosen one. Heaven watches the posture of your heart when you release your resources into the holy soil, and heaven always responds to radical trust with a radical and overwhelming multiplication because your obedience is a sweet fragrance. I need you to officially sign your name on this heavenly contract right now. Go to the comments and type the number 777 as your covenant with heaven. That simple prophetic sequence locks your exact frequency into this specific dimension of wealth. It tells the dark adversary that your mind is made up and your faith is totally unshakable. Your written word is a powerful sword that cuts through the lingering shadows while you claim your massive territory. The heavy season of total isolation is breaking off your tired shoulders right now, but you must remember that heaven always works through human connection. There is someone in your phone contacts right now who is staring at their screen in total despair. They are terrified of tomorrow, and they are crying over heavy bills just like you were. Use your own hands to be their ultimate rescue today because heaven wants to use you as a powerful vessel of immense grace. When you share this exact video with them, you set the heavenly law of multiplication into motion. Pass this message on to them right now and save a broken soul tonight. As you become the guiding light for someone else, heaven will instantly multiply your own harvest 100 times over. You are no longer a helpless victim, waiting to be rescued by a complete stranger. You are a powerful beacon of immense hope for your entire bloodline, and your actions carry profound weight. Do not let this holy alignment slip away when you close this specific video. The enemy will absolutely try to return tomorrow with his usual loud lies. He wants to steal this exact peace the moment you wake up and face the world. Subscribe to this channel so tomorrow my word reaches your feed before the old habit of deep fear returns. Keep yourself anchored tightly in this exact frequency of total victory while the universe perfectly aligns your brand new path. You are completely safe from the chaotic storms of the outside world. You are deeply loved by the Creator of the entire universe. You are stepping into the most wildly abundant season of your entire earthly life. Stand still and watch how violently heaven moves on your behalf this week. The brutal battle is already won in the unseen realm, and the massive spoil of war is completely yours to keep forever. Go forward in absolute peace and claim the profound miracle that has your specific name on it. Do not let anyone convince you that you are asking for too much. The universe has limitless resources, and your portion is waiting for your open hands. Receive your massive blessing today because your long waiting season is officially finished and your beautiful new reality has finally begun.